But listen to this, it may not be very convenient. He will not get the 37% again.
Dr. Odonga entered beast mode last night in the NBS Frontline, and it was something which was very, very serious, something very unusual, which indicates clearly that indeed we're already near, we're already at the corner of the election. Otto did not hold any kind of words that he had stored. Every question he tackled head on without fear or favor. To start off with, let me remind you that the reuse of these videos from NBS is in line with fair use doctrine, which allows the reuse of contents, provided it is having fair criticism and the rest. Well, the first thing, Dr. Odonga welcomed Opondo in politics. He said, Opondo, I have to welcome you. We're agreeing, saying it's great. He joined. Then cheekily hoped Opondo is at least a registered voter. And he reminded Opondo that there's a possibility that you could be the only person to vote yourself, that he might be the only one to get the vote from. So that there is a possibility that Opondo might get only one vote.
Now, my good friend Opondo, I'm glad you are coming into politics. I hope you are a registered voter, because at the end of the voting, you may find that you have got only your vote. This is a very complex thing you are involving yourself in.
Are you saying
I hope it is not an electoral college.
Are you saying you are superhuman? For you can manage and the Opondo can't manage?
No, why I'm saying that is, politics you vote according to, you campaign according to issues.
Odonga also, still on Opondo, said there is a political system. Odonga threw a political shade with surgical precision, saying he wishes there was another way for Opondo to enter parliament. He said because if it's left to vote, even his own shadow wouldn't elect him.
I would personally wish a person like you to come to parliament, if there was another way of getting to parliament other than through votes, because the one of votes, I'm sorry sir, it's not going to be very easy. If there could be some appointive MPs, you would be a good person to have quality debate.
He's coming through an electoral college.
Yeah, electoral college, they are usually smuggled. We have not had any opposition member winning any electoral seat.
You come and help with
the 10 UPDF MPs, they have to be aligned to the ruling party. I remember one abstained during the Toji Quarter, during the lifting, the term limits, and he died under circumstances no one has answered. The youth MPs predominantly NRM, workers MPs predominantly NRM. Opposition has not managed to get even one of the electoral college seats. So if you are coming through those smuggled group, then you are now an MP. But having said that, to the main
there is PFF now.
PFF,
I think you would ally with them.
For me,
given you.
No, you see, the issues of PFF, again, when I'm talking of PFF, I'm distancing Semuju. You know, people like Semuju, their representation is beyond political party. He would only meet a political setback if he decides to go under NRM. But if whatever he chooses, any party, whether DA, DP, he would still easily win that election. So PFF, I speak from where I live, because I'm now in the north most of the time. Yeah. It's we don't know about it. We don't know about it. We only know Besigye is incarcerated, and people have decided to distance themselves for now, anything to do with Besigye, people want to keep away from trouble. They don't know the nature of the trouble.
Including you.
Yeah, so we are useful spectators at this particular point. So
not useful then.
you know, it's difficult now for us to go and start telling our people the in thing is now PFF. Then the next question you'll answer is where is the leader? Is in prison? Why? And then they start writing, the Opondo start writing a few names of ringleaders, you know. So the intimidation would work against PF.
Yeah, do you see a scenario where Besige's incarceration would be an advantage to give PFF a profile?
The villagers,
at least you know Besige's new party.
The villagers don't think that way. The villagers think that if you cannot help yourself, it's very unlikely you can help them when they are in trouble. So they prefer you to be resolute, you know, to be resolute.
Odonga also went ahead to confirm the party he is going to contest in. Actually, he's going to be partiless. He's going to contest under independent. He went ahead to explain that all the other opposition parties are being controlled by Museveni. He cited example with Mobutu, who stayed long in power, and said by the time Mobutu was leaving power, almost all the party in opposition were under his control. He also went ahead to reveal how he tried to acquire a party, that is Rochopajo. I mean to say, there's an English name which was brought, RPP, and how they frustrated him the day he finished signing, the day he finished the purchase legally. The following day, he saw the seller of the party posting a photo together with President Museveni, and I think they end up in court, and it is frustrated.
It's really gone.
Honorable Dongoto, on which ticket are you coming to Parliament?
I am running as an independent. I have had enough of all these things. I've seen it all. If you give me a plain paper and pen to draw my curve, my political curve in opposition, I'll have severe difficulties. I don't know whether it is still growing, whether it is stagnating or declining. So for now, the issues that affect my people are of importance to me. So I'll run as an independent, but I will be an opposition-leaning independent member of Parliament.
Yeah, but I remember some time back you said you will not die in opposition.
I'm not about to die also. I'm not about to die.
Mr. Honorable Dongoto had a political party in the last election.
My friend, these political parties, we have, most of them are controlled by, you know, at the time President Mobutu was leaving power, he had 600 opposition political parties. So some of 600, the whole sitting president. So some of these opposition parties, they work for the state. I recently procured one, cash, everything was on schedule. The next week, the very man who sold it to us was in the front page taking pictures with President Museveni. And now we are locked up in court. So unfortunately, even Mabike will not tell me the legal status of the DA. Neither PFF. I hear they are issuing ultimatums that they should give them certificate. This electoral commission of ours, to give a certificate to the Semujus. The entire political party desk in electoral commission is being run by former policemen who take orders. So I'm worried, sir. You keep praying.
Dr. Dongoto also warned that no one should take the Central North for granted. By this, he specified the Acoli. He said, don't take the Central North for granted, saying Museveni and Bobby Wine may end up not getting votes from the Central North.
Let me start with the North. No one should take Central North for granted. And I'm talking with authority of Acoli. No one. I'm talking with authority. President Museveni may not get votes in Acoli. Even NUP or any other opposition party may not get votes in Acoli.
He also went ahead to say that in Acoli politics, the people who have the final say are only two. Odonga and Olanya Gilbert, of which me personally, I agree with that, because when you stand by the side of the people, despite rumors that Gilbert is already trying to lean, but still there's nothing that has been indicated publicly, the people will also stand by your side and they will follow you, they will listen to you. And I think that's how Dr. Dongoto and Olanya Gilbert are also seen in Acoli. So I think this is true. Let me know what you think about this one in the comment section.
And those who will have the biggest say in the final direction of Acoli politics is myself and Honorable Gilbert Olanya. It's myself and Honorable Gilbert
You're
Olanya.
now the new self-appointed kingmaker.
I talk with authority.
Well, allow me read this. In the concluding segment of this blog of ours, Odonga offered a sharp political critique, asserting that in central Uganda, the National Unity Platform, that is NUP, is poised to dominate, sparing only Mpuga. He further disclosed the existence of an informal political understanding between the Acholi and Lao communities in the north, while noting that the Karamojong and the Lu tend to align with whichever regime holds power. Thank you so much. Check Odonga.
Now, coming to the central, I see a situation where, except Mpuga, NUP will sweep the entire central. So the works of the DA, the Democratic Alliance, that my good friend Mabika is in. Mabika is my good friend. He recruited me to UYD from Makerere University in 1996. Thank you. I joined the UYD and it gave me heights. But these works of DA, the Democratic Alliance in the central, is like termites building ant hill and they think they can colonize the whole world. I don't see the DA shaking NUP stronghold, but I see the entire central being swept by Bobby Wine's NUP. I don't see space for NRM. Now, where NUP is making a technical blunder, and I pray they make it, is to try to attack a solid legislator like Semuju Ibrahim Nganda. Because Semuju Ibrahim has become an MP with the national constituency. His views resonate as far as my village in Upolachen, as far as Obongi. There are very few MPs, Ofono, Opondo and Mabike, who had reached that threshold of being national MPs. Maybe we were like 10. Segona, Mwanga Kivumbi, Mpuga, Norbert Mao then, Semuju, myself. There are very few MPs that become national MPs and not constituency MPs. So for NUP, for reasons they know or they don't know, to try to attack the constituency of Semuju in the name of claiming Buganda is so parochial. It is so parochial. Now, what should bother anyone interested in political philosophy like me is that NUP will not expand to Central North. There is a barrier that we political scientists cannot answer.
I thought the North is opposition.
Yes, it is opposition, but there is unwritten consensus in Acoli, in Lango. I'm not counting Karamoja because Karamoja, Kapchorwa, and maybe Aluz, for them, their policy is Agip, any government in power, they will support. So if you go towards West Nile, the people of West Nile have seemingly accepted what is convenient and not what is right. So as an opposition politician, I see us also losing strongholds in West Nile. So I don't see NUP expanding into Central North. I don't see that. The reasons, I just have very preliminary thoughts. They are not conclusive and I don't want to talk about it here. I was only in Parliament with him for 2 years. Then the last time I remembered interacting with him closely is when I was in the cell, when we were arrested during the Toji Kwatako. So I've not got so much quality time to interface with him. But I think Bobby Wine as an individual has achieved a lot beyond normal, predictable expectations. But listen to this, it may not be very convenient. he will not get the 37% again in the next election. They will not get the 37%. So they needed to engage in tactful alliances. They needed to engage people like Impuga. They needed to use the Catholic Church. I'm a Roman Catholic. I don't know how a man from Pade can become a Roman Catholic. I am an Acoli. I'm not a Roman, but they tell me I'm a Roman Catholic. They need to de-escalate their fight on people like Semuju. They need to engage Nandala Mafabi. They need to engage Amri Atuboi, because they seem to be doing a lot of political work in the East that would deny both NUP and NRM the votes that Besigye traditionally got in the East. So I see a situation where unless Dugo or Opondo, unless we can develop capacity to front parliamentary candidates in all the parliamentary seats in Uganda, the way my good friend Honorable Mabike was saying, unless opposition can front parliamentary candidates in all the elective positions all over Uganda, I don't see change coming.